The reason why I believe that is because, credit is something that's not often talked about, not often addressed. A lot of times when people teach personal finance, they don't even talk about credit or they tell people to stay away from it. So it reminds me of the queen because everybody talks about the king when they talk about chess, but nobody talks about how powerful the queen is and the things that the queen can do that the king just can't. The king can only move one space, any direction. The queen can do whatever she wants, low key. And that's how it is when you have good credit. You can have good cash flow, and that's cool. That'll get you far. But having good credit can get you so much farther.
Well, and you remember, right? If we're talking about chess, and that's why I say that because I played chess when I was a kid. Don't play it as much now. But the goal of chess is to protect the king. The goal in business is to protect your cash. And queen could be a great buffer for that. But you got to have some other business principles and wealth principles to go along with it. And with that, you can do some really powerful things.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
definitely agree.
all right. So today we wanted to talk about credit repair. Not your typical credit repair, but how to do it right. I love Markia because she's like me. She's a rebel. She's actually an honorary rebel because she don't give a fuck.
I don't. I genuinely do not.
Right? But she tells the truth. And so to me, that's the most important factor. So what everybody's telling you about all this sovereign citizen, caca, and everything else, she tells you, hey, it really doesn't matter, right? It's really a scam. She talks about the scanners, the scammers. She talks about all the other so-called credit gurus that always get it wrong. So that's why I can truly, truly appreciate Markia. I found a little big sister because she's actually taller than me.
It's so funny because when I meet people in person, they be like, I did not know you were that tall. I get that a whole lot.
Right. But again, at the end of the day, it's about doing the right thing. So somebody's jacked up, right? They have like negative credit score, zero credit score, negative 500 credit score. What's the first thing they should do?
The first thing you're going to have to do is pull your credit report. A lot of people be like, but I use Credit Karma. That's not the same. First of all, Credit Karma is only checking 2 credit bureaus. There's 3 of them. And not all 3 of them aren't going to report the exact same information. So you want to really see what these people saying about me because you can't clear up your reputation if you have no idea what these people even saying about you. So if you go to annualcreditreport.com, every week, I believe until the end of this year, you can get a free copy of your credit report from each credit bureau for free. You don't got to pay nobody. You don't have to have a subscription. You just pull your credit reports and you look at them, go through them, make sure your name's spelled correctly, your address is right, your employer is correct, any accounts that you see. Make sure you remember where these accounts came from. And if you don't remember them, highlight them because that could be causing an issue on your credit profile. The first step is always you got to look like, first of all, what's the problem? Where's the fire? Right? You don't have a low credit score for nothing. So what is the reason for that low credit score? And the only way you're going to figure that out is by pulling your credit report.
So you pull your credit report, right? You look and see if everything that's on your credit report is accurate. You said, try to remember. I know I don't remember a lot of stuff on my credit report. I'll be like, where did that come from? When did I do that? But what to do next, right? Because let's say, because I always see people talk about the deletion letters and stuff like that. Did you try to delete stuff, challenge stuff?
No. So listen. So first of all, let's start there. Everybody has this misconception that credit repair is the act of just deleting stuff from your credit report, and that's not true. Credit repair is repairing of your credit. When you repair a house, do you take everything out the house and be like, all right, I'm finished? No, you fix it up. You make it better than what it was when you got it. So it's not always removing stuff from your credit report. It could be cleaning up your addresses, because maybe your credit file is merged with someone else's. If you're a junior or like something, the third, the fourth, the fifth, it is highly likely that you could end up with a merged credit file. That could be the thing that's holding you back. It could be that you have poor payment history, but instead of removing the account, you could just add some more accounts to your credit profile that have some positive reporting history or ask for forgiveness from the company. What people fail to realize is that when you just go removing everything off your credit report, you're hurting yourself, not helping yourself, especially if you have what's known as a thin credit file or if you don't have that many accounts. Now, your credit report is broken up into 5 sections, right? And these 5 sections determine your overall credit scores, your payment history, your credit utilization, or how much of your total available credit are you using, the length of credit history, the mix of accounts, and new account/inquiries. The length of credit history, I think, is the part that a lot of people forget because it takes time to build credit. It takes at least 2 years to have what's considered a solid, stable foundation to build your credit on. And so if you don't have that many accounts and then you're removing all of these accounts from your credit profiles if they never existed, you're messing with the length of credit history, which can in turn cost you points instead of giving you points. So after you pull your credit report and you're looking at everything, and you've identified some inaccuracies, first things first, you need to figure out what it is you're even disputing, right? A lot of people, when I did a video on this, sending off the 609 letter right away, not understanding what Section 609 is, what it applies to, who it affects, none of that. The point is, when you do these disputes, is that each dispute is unique to the account that you're disputing. You can't just send out blanket letters and add nothing to it. They're going to be looking at you like, what are you talking about? So for example, let's say I have an account and the payment history is the issue. I'm not going to send a 609 letter out and I got late payments on an account. Instead, what I could do is send out a goodwill letter saying, hey, we have a good relationship. I recommend all my friends to you. I tell everybody in the hood about you when they sign up. Why don't you do me the solid and just forgive me for this late payment history? I just don't think it's an accurate view of my credit worthiness. Maybe your hours got cut at work. You got COVID, you was dealing with a loss in the family, anything. And you can appeal to their humanity. And they might tell you, yes. I personally got Capital One to tell me, yeah, Military Star for all my military people. They'll forgive you.
Hold on. What did you just say? Goodwill letter? What the hell is that? I never heard none of these gurus talk about that.
So a goodwill letter is a forgiveness letter, right? You're kind of appealing to the humanity in a company. You're saying, listen, we've been friends for a while, right? I always tell people that when you're establishing your credit, it's important that you understand that you are establishing relationships with these creditors. So you want to lean on that relationship to get a favorable outcome because they want your business. You're making them money. So if you got a late payment, let's say you got one late payment on this account. Matter of fact, I'll use myself as an example. In 2015, I had hit a rough patch and I had a missed payment on my Capital One card. I had been doing so good with my credit, and it was this one late payment that would not go away. And the reason why I didn't get paid was because when I first joined the Army, you don't get paid for like 45 days. Obviously, that's greater than 30, right? So of course they're going to mark me down as late. It took me 4 months of sending this same letter off. And I mean, I was mailing it every month faithfully. And every month they would tell me, no, we're not doing it. No, we're not doing it. And in that final month, I got a phone call from customer service. And they was like, hey, Ms. Brown, can we talk to you for a second? And I was like, yes. She was like, we noticed, we took a look at your letter. We took a look at your account. And based on the relationship that we have, I think this is something that we can do, like a one-time thing. You don't have to worry about anything. We'll take care of it on our end, and then we'll update it with the credit bureaus. But just know this is not something that we'll be able to do again. And they did it. They removed the late payment, and I went to 100% payment history for the account. No issues. I've seen Military Star do it a couple times. And the letter is simple. You don't have to use a template. You literally just rely on the relationship that you have with them. So you can say, listen, I've been a customer with Capital One since 2013. I've had bank accounts, credit cards. I've used my referral code like it's nothing. I'm bringing y'all business. I'm telling everybody about y'all. I'm just asking for you to forgive me. We all make mistakes. We're all human. I didn't mean to be late. I've never been late since. So clearly I've learned my lesson. Can you just forgive me for this one late payment? And then if they tell you yeah, they tell you yeah.
So is that something that's just for military? Because you were in
military?
No.
I use Military Star as an example, just because I literally had a conversation about it earlier. But no, it's for anybody. Now but you see how it was unique to my situation. Right. I didn't just put, I'm sorry, forgive me, right? You got to put a little bit of you in these letters. They're starting to realize with the rise of TikTok that these templates are a hot commodity, but people don't really know what they're sending. So a lot of people, when you send in dispute letters to TransUnion, for example, they started sending out what we call stall letters saying, hey, we got this letter, but we've been seeing this letter come from a lot of people and we don't think it's you, so we're not going to take it serious. Then a lot of people will get discouraged, be like, I'm not dealing with this, I'm done with it. If you start personalizing your letters, adding a little bit of you in it, talk about, your story, let them see who you are instead of just looking at your account numbers. A lot of times they'll do this for you.